Now, let me tell you, some of you were waiting for me to make an announcement. And I will make it because the Lord commanded me to make it. Listen. Listen. I have waited before the Lord and preached all the good things. On Saturday, don't clap at any point. I'm making a comment and I'll drop the mic and leave. I am commanding you to do what you have heard from the Lord. Go vote what your spirit, not your flesh, tells you. Not the word spirit. My heart and my spirit desired with everything inside of me to vote for Peter Obi on Saturday. I told you not to scream. Now, but listen. I don't know what you are screaming about. But the Spirit commands me to drop the card for Atiku on Saturday. Now, listen. I have a choice between my heart and the Spirit. Everything about me is bamboozled. I am in love with Obi. But I have never been known to disobey the Spirit. So what should I do this Saturday? Listen to me or listen to the other one that has always turned out to be correct? I am telling him he is not correct. He is telling me I am not asking for your opinion. Because the deep, the further end belongs to me. He told me if I want a short-time thing for a season, I should follow my heart. If I want a long-term thing where he is going to pull out all the serpents that have been hidden underneath, because he knows the road of the serpent upon the rock, he said then I should cast that long vote and step aside. Now listen, because I have never disobeyed the Holy Spirit and I'm struggling, I'm still going to obey him on Saturday to do what he has commanded me. And I'm begging you in advance to forgive me for not doing your will. It is by that will I've existed. I saw the death of Abiola. I know when something is short time and long time. God asked me to choose short time or long time. And God said I should not forget what he told me. That the race is not for the presidential candidates. The Lord pointed us to something behind them. All of them will not make the impact you think they will make. But the thing behind them. And the Lord reminded me, I alone know the way of the serpent upon the rock. You have asked that the ancients be dealt with. It will take an ancient to deal with an ancient. The same counsel God gave me over Kenya. Who told you that the present president of Kenya is the righteous one? I know his secret along with God. He knows the secret. He knows that I know. Than almost anybody on earth. And yet God took him in his garments of blood. Like in Ezekiel 16, I found you in your blood. In his garments of blood, God said, you know the way of blood. Go and correct it. Kenya almost burned me to death. In fact, before the election, I was banned from entering Kenya. They swore that if they won that election, Raila, that at the stepping of my feet, I will be shot down. The president is aware of it. How many of you were there when the wife of the present president visited Kafanchan? You don't know what secret talks took place there. 4 years ago, when PK and I knew the secrets of what happened, the pictures are there. God starts the salvation of a nation for a long time. He doesn't start it suddenly. The path of the Lord is complex. I cannot defend my decision, so don't ask me to defend it. Don't even send me arguments. Don't send me all the blackmail. I cannot defend it. All I want is that the enemy of Nigeria, let him be shut down. I won't make the mistake we made in choosing which instrument that God will use to shut down that enemy. I don't want an injection where I have a rush. Like I'm told one of the candidates is taking one of those injections. I don't want one as a solution to Nigeria. I want a long time pump. I want that part of the serpent to be uncovered. And I'm not biased. I have not received any money. Look, okay, let me not enter into that. If there is a profit for me, it is more on the side of my heart desire. It's not from him. Obi does not give money. But the followers of Obi will make me rich. Oh, those who are close to me, my office staff know what I'm talking about. So I already have the money. Boom, boom. I don't need the will of the Lord. I just need my flesh to say, this is your own. Take it. The PDP have not offered me that money yet. I'm not saying LP has offered me money. I'm saying that the pot there is open for me. The pot is right there in my office. That's why some people started having a rumor that Obi ordered money for me. And I ate it, I didn't give them. So when I was giving money, he would tell everybody, and we were together and left together. Obi took his flight, and I found my way to Abuja immediately. I never had time to collect the money. I've asked him whether they went behind, like Naaman did, and gave him money for me that he has kept, and he has sworn by the Lord, because I told him he will die by himself there, and he swore by the Lord that bad one she. Nobody met him later. Maybe they gave some other people, and maybe they did, but me, I have stayed away from that pot, because it will take away my communion with the Lord forever from all the parties. Please go there on Saturday and choose your conviction. Just make sure that whatever you choose will take us far, not short term. This man who advises me is wiser than all, and you will forgive me. I have always walked a lonely path. That's why the largest branch we have is in Kafanchan. Kafanchan is a city, throne room. Our Abuja branch will have grown bigger than this if we did prophecies according to men. Some of these ministers who want me to prophesy the way they are prophesying, they don't know I will take away all their members. When I really start doing it, I know how to do it better than them. I mean it. Hey, when I start, all their big shots will come to throne room. I don't care how much they bribe them. It's just that eternity won't let me. The kingdom is built according to a pattern. And if you don't follow that pattern, the city God has built for me is in Kafanchan. Come to Kafanchan. I'm not afraid of the future. But I've told you people here, it doesn't matter who wins, I will reign. Have you heard me say that before? No, it doesn't matter. I'll be in power. Because no matter who reigns, he will still need me. And he doesn't need to consult with a big man in Nigeria, any other man of God. Those who come to me never consulted with any of the fathers before they came. The fathers didn't even know they came. Some of them only got to hear about it. Say, what did you go to look for that small man? Channels of my spirit. I am with the Father. Over now. Over so anything I'm doing now is contrary to my intellect. How many of you know that this is a year of intellect for China? China is the year of the rabbit. And it is intellect that rules the rabbit. By intellect they rule. It's the year of the intellect. In the lunar calendar, in the other calendar that China rules, is a year of intellect. Anybody who is happy, boju pass now they win. But in Israel is a year of the Messiah. When the Messiah opens the gate and thrones for saints to rule with him. So this election is not the election. There is a continuation after the election. That's the one I'm waiting for. I don't want to regret when the continuation begins. And if it is scuttled, how many of you remember what I said? God already has a standby at the post. If it is scuttled, it will be to the advantage of Osibanjo. Those of you who were there in the crossover, I said it and I said, my mouth, shut up. Why did you talk? You have spoken too far. So I am not saying anything that I am under control. My intellect is all under control. Actually, I'm speaking the foolishness. That does not make sense. It does not make me popular. A big man of God, one of the fathers, is still alive, once threatened me. And thank God, at that time he failed. I don't know whether he will fail again this time around. But he threatened me. He said, look, if you don't cooperate with us over this matter, when we begin to reign, we will remember you, that you did not cooperate. We will deal with you. And I smiled. And I told him, I walk a lonely path. The path of a prophet has always been lonely. But every time at the end of the day, the prophet is correct. On the long run. And you say, oh, the prophet said that. In fact, they don't even read, so that they are not castigated. everything we prophesied about Buhari came to pass. The warnings we gave them, both in the private meetings of fathers. It's just because God does not count iniquity. We will not count iniquity. I won't walk the path of everybody. You remember I kept asking the question, what is the Lord saying? Because I had God kept protesting to me. They don't start again. No, they are talking. They are not asking me what. Their noise is too much for me. They are not asking me what is my own. A minister called me. He said, he saw the mantle falling down from the hands of Buhari, and it was Peter Obi that picked it so that it does not fall. He said, so that is his reason why. And he started announcing, in that state, as a prophet, thus saith the Lord. And I said, the mantle was falling. The person didn't collect the mantle. He went to help stop it from falling. And you say the Lord says he's the one continuing with the mantle. I said, can you hear yourself? Don't you know you're indirectly saying the person is going to be a continuity in a different way of that same mantle? Why can't God give a new mantle? Why must he make him take the mantle of one that is falling? And I said, I didn't see it like that. I said, Satan is going to give strange visions because we are eager to hear visions. I said, go back and ask the Lord for a second and a third dream. The one that puts a fresh oil upon his head. I won't tell you the rest. When the election is lost and won, I will break the rest unto you. How many of you remember Macbeth? When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the holy volley is done and the battle is lost and won. It is then and there we will meet with Macbeth. I don't know what God is going to up to, but this election is not the end. Do you know I almost stopped myself from making this announcement here today? Because in the plane, I'd rather want to remain a mature minister. I had one of the people who will be umpiring these elections seated beside me on Sunday as we traveled. Business class. And the person whispered. So I asked the person, everybody is running from Nigeria. You, the white man, you are running to Nigeria. What are you going to do there? He asked me, where do you live in Abuja? And I said, yes, I live in Abuja. I have a house there. That settled him. Because I was dressed like an important person now. He said, tell me, are you sure there won't be a runoff? I didn't know where he was headed to. I didn't know that it was CIA or FBI. Everybody is coming in now. Others are running, others are coming in, including CIA and FBI. They are coming in to be part of the election. Spirits are coming in. Men are coming in. Angels are coming in. Demons are coming in. Those borders are full of traffic. So I didn't know whom he represented. Was he coming in the name of the Lord or against God? So the Lord cautioned me, be careful how you answer him. And I said, yes. He said, don't you think there will be a runoff? I said, no, there will be no runoff. He said, I thought so. Now that made me suspicious. When he said I thought so, that made me think it was a CIA. He said, I thought so also. So I think my argument with my colleagues is correct. I said, which colleagues? He said, I'm not alone here. We are a team coming in. For the elections, he said, yes. I said, wow. And then he looked at me. He said, but who do you think will win? That was when I was sure this guy must be CIA. Since I said I came from Abuja, who do you think will win? And I kept quiet for a while, looked at him. And the way I kept quiet unnerved him a little. Then I threw the question back to him. Who do you think will win? Now, the dress I wore looked like an obedient person. No, I looked like a rich Nigerian. It's a yellow, beautiful dress. I have one of these, my yellow. When I dress and I walk, it brings me brightness and glory. And he looked at me. And he knew there were secret sponsors. He knows about that. And I looked like a secret sponsor. So he said, in our cycles, we think and we have made up our minds that Obi will win. I said, wow. Now, this is a white man talking to me. The same way the white men cast their vote for Raila Odinga in Kenya. This is the second time I'm going through this. Nobody gave the present president a chance. They went there to celebrate Raila. In fact, the money, I'm already releasing secrets I shouldn't be releasing, but the money that was meant is because when I was invited, I was asked to pay for my own transport to go for the celebration in Kenya. It has never been done. Government is inviting you. They are supposed to send you a ticket. You are their special guest. They are asking you to pay. So I said, why? I'm not coming. It's not that I'm eager to come. The Lord has done his will. How will I pay my money in this time when Naira is scarce? I'm not coming. I was excited about the invitation. I'm not excited anymore. And you'll be shocked. I told Her Excellency exactly that. I said, ma'am, I'm not excited anymore. If I came with my money, it would be a curse. It won't be a blessing. The blessing is removed. She said, who told you that? We are sorry, please. I don't know who told you you have to use your money. We are sorry. There is a little complication going on. That was when I got to learn that part of the money that was to be used for the swearing in, the government was so sure it was still going to win and continue that it had started using it to prepare for the new incoming government by buying stuff, including tickets. So the money that would have come to buy me a ticket was already used to buy another person's ticket that was already invited even before the election had been won. Some of you have already decided winners. And you say, God will bless you. Why do human beings keep making the same mistakes against God? Me, I'm not telling you he said. I'm saying the pointer he gave my spirit is the pointer I'm following. If I'm mistaken, I will come back and say I'm sorry. But the pointer is what I'm following. And it's what I'm going to follow come this Saturday. All my members are blessed. They can vote wherever they want to vote. But this card of the prophet will vote where the spirit of the prophet has commanded the prophet, so that the waters can be healed. 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I didn't like it, but I told my people El-Rufai will win. I told Khan in a Khan meeting, I said, Khan, I don't like El-Rufai, but I hear he will win. The person who speaks to me has told me already that he will win. Now, let me tell you, I voted in the presidency. I refused to vote for the gubernatorial. My children voted. I was there at the ward. I didn't vote. My children voted. I just supervised everybody. They said, Daddy, Daddy. You know, when I go there, normally they give me first place, even if 10,000 people were lined up. Oh, Daddy, Daddy. Even the electoral people will come. Please, sir, they bring it in for you. You do. Thank you. But that day I said, no, let my children vote. And my children, even in my house, were divided who they were to vote for. Was it for El-Rufai or for Ashiru? I said, I won't tell you who. My children disagreed with me even when I spiritually explained to them. My own bed children, I'm talking about in my house. In my bedroom, there is always a parliament. You know, politics divides everybody. And I said, well, I'm still a servant of the Lord. I can only go where the wind of that Lord is going, not my protest. For those of you who don't know, I was a socialist Marxist in the university. So I have a radical tendency. It has come into my Christianity. It affects the way I do things, like an activist. And because I saw that El-Rufai will win, and I told them in Cannes, I said, this man is going to win this election. And when he wins, Bulala will Bulala us. But he's going to win, so go and choose whom you want to choose. Whether you want to befriend him or you want to go against him. I said it in Cannes meeting, the last big Cannes meeting. And it took place in throne room. And surprisingly, El-Rufai said he heard about it. That means he had his spies among the Christians. They had me say that even when I didn't like it. That is why he didn't like my appointment into his peace commission. He didn't appoint me, I was appointed. So when people say I work with El-Rufai, it is not by his choice. It was by the choice of a committee. And they said he is a key leader in Southern Kaduna and in Nigeria. If he's here, even when he disagrees with us, he can maintain the peace. So let's put him there, since it is peace we are looking for. That's how I became co-chairman with Gumi in Kaduna State. And I stayed there. I won't tell you the rest because up to now, no official report has been submitted to the government. I won't tell you why. So, God has his strange ways of doing things. There is a judgment coming. Judgment that will begin from independence. God is going to bring into remembrance. And he's going to start a shake-up in Nigeria that has never been done. That's why I find it strange when God says, cast your vote the other direction. I never expected the judgment to come from. So I'm going to obey. And then go back and hold him by the throat. And say, oh yeah, I obeyed. Which one be your own? Now, don't say because Atiku visited me. Peter Obi visited me. In case you didn't hear that one. Because people they don't balance it. The two of them visited me. Thank God I had a witness, the tallest man here. He was in both visitations. And he saw everything I did with all of them. There was nothing hidden. And I was a witness to my father as a prophet over their lives. And I'm telling you, I'm still getting calls everywhere. People are waiting for me to come back to Southern Kaduna. I just came in from the US and send a signal where they should vote. I'm not going to do that. I'm only saying that here. Because this is where I have my congregation, my altar. I'm happy I'm not saying that last word in Kafanchan. I'm going to allow God prove himself by the wind. But I have ambush from all the parties. The two parties are waiting for me, PDP and LP. That as I step the ground tomorrow, there will be war in heaven and war on earth for me where I stand. And for a blessing, even when I don't mean the blessing, they will set me up to bless and they will take pictures and send it around. And that song they sang during this meeting, one of the songs, Anu Asama, Anu Asama, Ya Yesuga, Ni Agabarka, Anu Asama, Yesuga, Ni Agabarka, Anu Asama. You know, my people in Jew language will say Ayagbang, Ayanana Brang. Ayagbang. When they tell you Ayagbang, it means you are a helpless fellow. Who will help you? You are on your own in this matter. I am on my own in this matter, except in the hands of the Lord. And tomorrow, I don't know how I'm going to handle it. Those of you who are praying for me, continue to pray. It's a hard place to be. I've had calls from almost every major man of God I know in this country, except Daddy Adeboye. With Daddy Adeboye, I've spoken with him heart to heart and told him he's my father. He ordained me. And told him and asked him for permission to do God's will as he has commanded me. And he has given me his blessings. Because he has always known that the Lord uses me differently. Particularly in the north. And he knows the testimony of the results in the north of some of the decisions are taken contrary to the greed. How it helped raise a standard for the church in the north. And so he always blesses me. And this time we sat down early this year, January. I said, Daddy, shall I hide from you what the Lord is commanding and what has happened? Thank you for sending me a cloak, a garment for my birthday, a mantle for 10 years. And I said, Daddy, thank you. But there is a more serious matter. And I told him my heart, I am caught between these spirits. And yet this is what I see. He did not condemn me. He did not hold back. Because his own prophecy is worse than my own. At least my own, I see an election taking place. Just like I took a stand that was worse when Buhari came. I said, I don't see a president. Everybody thought I was a madman. I said, I don't see a president. We have not voted a president. So he knew that one. And he said, my son, because those are the ways of a prophet. Those are the queer ways of a prophet. And I turned out to be right. And that's why all the darts have not touched me. I have prospered in the times of famine. In the seasons of this government, I have prospered. When others are crying, we were prospering in Kafanchan. So it doesn't matter who reigns. My obedience to God will make me what? Prosper. Reign with them. Please pray for us, particularly those of us who are leaders in this season. I don't want to raise a shout and repeat the same cycles as before. I don't want the man I have crowned king to curse him tomorrow. Did you hear what I just said? I don't want the man I have crowned king for another person to be smarter and overthrow him and take the seat for which I labored. And I start cursing again. I told you, beware. it's not the people that are campaigning that are going to reign. Did I not tell you that? Do not say I didn't tell you. It doesn't matter whether Obi win, nobody will be go reign. It doesn't matter whether Atiku win, nobody Atiku. So you better look at the forces who will reign. It doesn't matter whether Tinubu win. Tinubu's case is settled in heaven. Hanu asama, hanu asama, ya Yesu. They are too wise. Even for the person who wins, people will think it was their kuro that won. Watch and see what happens after. Hey, this God, forgive me, I keep saying this, he's up to a mischief that only those who sit with him will see. Those who are not seeing and running with the peri-peri, they are not seeing the mischief he has planned for Nigeria, so that the foundations of Nigeria can be healed. I looked at Obi in Nigeria, in Kafanchan. I said, Lord, why can't this man reign? He meets every standard of my desire. He said, for his sake, I will cover him. I said, Lord, what did you say? He said, if he does not win, it is for his own sake and his own good, so that I can save him. And he said, that which you think you have lost, the Igbo race will gain again. So I said, God, look, you are a very trickish God. If you are doing this thing to hand over to the Igbo race, and there is an Igbo man in front, he said, if the enemy knew he was the one, he will kill him before that day. He said, even now, the sentence is not removed from his head yet. I said, Lord, what did you... Oh, I'm going too far. I'm talking the secret things me and somebody else have been talking. He said his time and season of blessing is coming. Maybe not as president, I don't know. God has strange ways. But if I send him now, he will not reign. I am going higher, yes I am.
Highest way. I am going higher, yes I am.
I want to beg all the ministers that sneak into this message to hear me, to deal with me mercifully. I kneel down and I say, I'm sorry, Alagbas. Forgive me. The Ancient of Days has spoken. You will allow me follow him. Forgive me and embrace me after the elections. And the Lord will remember you. Otherwise, the Lord also will remember you. I'm going above that shadow into the presence of God.
Into the presence of Jesus. I'm going higher today.
And you know, in all of these elections, I've never benefited 10 kobo. The thing is beginning to annoy me. All this wahala that I do, there is no election in Nigeria I've visited 10 kobo. When I say 10 kobo, even after the election, it's not those who are elected that bless me. It's the obedience of the Lord that I obeyed that brings me blessing. It's not from government people. Did you hear what I just said? And I know I'm being blessed because I obeyed. Otherwise, I would have been wiped out. So I want to ask all our members, forgive me. And if if this tells you to leave us, you are welcome. Just allow me, those who have clarity of vision, let's continue together. Because there is eternity. Oh, there are people that are going to lose congregations after these elections. Because their members will remember. How many times have you misled us? So at least if I mislead you this one time, it will be only the first time, so you can forgive me. Yes, I was right over Abiola. I was right over Babangida. I was even right over Obasanjo. I was right over everybody else, including Jonathan. Jonathan will tell you that. I was right. If I've been right up to now and it's in this election alone, I sleep. Haba. Are you so wicked that you won't forgive me? Ya Yesuka. Do you know why I break the egg tonight? Because even I didn't know where I will vote until about 3 weeks ago. I've not always known, because the jigsaw kept falling together. God was talking to me in pieces and stages. Then 3 weeks I started seeing the signal. A man of God called me and I said, sir, up to now God has not decided, but the way it's going, this is parables. They are becoming clearer that it is not what we want that he wants, not even what I want. That was when I started finding that look. But then who is he going to bring back Tinubu? I will be ashamed after I told them at the crossover that minus Tinubu, to come and say now plus Tinubu. And I'm not afraid to do that. If the signal says he is the one, I know he won't reign, so I don't need to bother. Because the signal said all three won't reign. They will be there. They will win an election. And one of them has already resolved and accepted his fate, whether he reigns or not. I don't know why that one accepted that fate. That person must have seen like an ancient that something is coming. My beloved, can we spend today and tomorrow, if you are still not sure, and ask him for direction? And I beg you, don't go and vote because I said. The army that God has already planned to win his elections are already standing. With or without your vote. But can you follow your heart and God will still bless you? Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, my father, go win an election for us on Saturday. Election without bloodshed in the name of Jesus. Go win an election for us. You said the winning is just the opening of the gate for the real thing that will happen. So Lord, unlock that gate. And let's see your spirit walk in the deep, where the ancient serpents walk. And let's see you cut off the head of the serpent from Nigeria.